What up, everybody? Welcome to my first episode of the year of Bookmarked, kicking off Black History Month with The Yellow Wife by Sadeqa Johnson. This book was published in 2021, and I came across this book, and the title captured me, and the actual cover, I know, don't judge a book by its cover, but it captured me. So I wanted to find out what it was about. So I read the synopsis and then I was like, okay, yeah, I'm interested in this book. So I found this book. I was able to read it on my Kindle through the Libby app. I rented it from the local library electronically. The wait list wasn't too long at all. I think there was maybe 2 people waiting. I was number 2 waiting, and there might have been like a 2-week, 3-week waiting period for this book. So it wasn't too bad. This book, it takes place in 1850 Charles City, Virginia, on a plantation, and it follows the story of Phoebe Dolores Brown, who is a light-skinned girl born into slavery, and she's favored by the master because she is the master's daughter. It follows her life and her tragedies. Unfortunately, she is sent away she's sold to a prison in Richmond, Virginia, which I found out Richmond, Virginia has had the worst slave prisons, punishments of all of the South. It's horrible. It's all horrible. My heart and prayers and everything goes out to our ancestors. Tragedy, but it is history and it can't be ignored. So I did read this book, and this book was really good. It caught me from page 3. I was engulfed in this book. Like, I was literally in this book, and I read it in like 3 or 4 days, and it was just amazing, beautifully written. There isn't a negative thing about this book that I have to say. The violence was there. It wasn't the worst of violence that I've seen or read in a book, but it was there. There were some cringe times, going through the chapters. There were also times where I was like I was on the edge of my seat, like, ooh, don't do that. Don't say that. Ooh. I was like afraid. But the book was really good. So I do recommend this book. The rating that I'm going to give this, I'm going to do a rating between 1 and 5, and I definitely give this a 5. I really wish I could give this a higher rating, but unfortunately I am going 1 through 5. So I highly recommend it. The writer, just Sadeqa Johnson, just beautifully written, just the pen flew, it flowed, you can tell. And you can really tell that she did some research on this particular piece. This is the first book that I've read of hers, and I'm very interested in reading more of her books. It was just wonderful. Like, I can't even explain it. So I did read the author's notes, and I found out that this book was actually based on a true story. And the things that were happening in this book, although she does say that the characters are made up and, the names are made up, but the story, she was inspired by this story for doing a historical walking trail in Richmond, Virginia. And she did a lot of research on this book, and I'm very appreciative of the writing of this book. It was a really good book. I found myself, with my coffee and just my comfy blanket, cozy on up, and I just read it completely. So I do recommend reading this. If you are a history buff like I am and you enjoy reading things of the times, I do recommend this book. And please like and subscribe my videos. This is the first one, so please let me know what you think, what you didn't like, any suggestions that you have. Leave your comments below. Again, I'm Sherry's Joy. I am one half of the DigiKast. You can find me here on YouTube at TheDigiKast. We are also on Instagram, Facebook, Spotify as TheDigiKast. We have a blog, TheDigiKast.substack.com, and look at the comments or the links below for our Amazon affiliate page, where you can find all the awesome things that we purchase, that we recommend. We do vacation on a budget and gaming and other awesome things. So shout out to my wonderful husband, DJ Awesome Rob, and shout out to the world. Love the world. Until next time. Done.